Nobody would have believed security guard James if he didn't have the footage. He'd worked the night shift at the mortuary for several months and thought he'd seen it all. But that night changed everything. A young woman, declared dead hours earlier, suddenly started moving on the autopsy table. It all began when she was brought in just after midnight. The coroner gave James an odd warning: don't look at the camera footage from the operating room. That was strange. The coroner usually worked during the day. And why the secrecy? James helped move the body into the autopsy room. As soon as they were done, the coroner ordered James out, telling him to take a break. But James didn't go far. His curiosity got the better of him. He circled back to his security booth, turned on the monitors, and watched as the coroner prepared his tools. Then something even stranger happened. Just as the coroner seemed ready to begin the autopsy, he abruptly left the room and the building. That was the last James saw of him. Concerned, James did a sweep of the premises and stepped outside. It was dark and quiet except for the low hum of the morgue's air system. He noticed a strange vehicle parked outside that hadn't been there earlier. When he called out into the night, there was no answer. He went back in, locked the door, and began walking through the empty corridors. Then he did something he wasn't supposed to do. He opened the autopsy room door and stepped inside. The woman's body still lay on the table. James had seen many corpses sealed in bags, but never one up close and out in the open. As he examined the room from a distance, nothing seemed unusual. He turned to leave. And then he saw it. Her arms, which had been laid flat at her sides, were now slightly raised, bent at the elbows. James blinked and rubbed his eyes. Maybe it was his imagination. He left the room quickly and headed back to his booth. As he approached, the doorbell rang. Startled, he rushed to the front, but when he opened the door, no one was there. The parking lot was empty again. This night just kept getting weirder. Back in the booth, James checked the camera feeds. One screen showed the autopsy room, but the table had moved slightly but noticeably. Confused, he replayed the footage. It didn't take long to see the truth. The woman was moving. On the table. Subtle at first, then clearly rolling from side to side. Her head tilted. Her legs twitched. The footage wasn't great quality, but it was unmistakable. She was alive. James's heart pounded. He knew about postmortem spasms, but this wasn't that. These were coordinated movements. And they didn't stop. The woman was regaining consciousness. James immediately called the police. At first, they thought he was joking. A woman coming back from the dead? Absurd. But when he showed them the video, everything changed. Officers raced to the scene and found her still inside, awake and confused. She was rushed to the hospital where doctors confirmed the shocking truth. She had been in a car accident and slipped into a coma. Her vital signs were faint, so faint that the responding doctor had mispronounced her as dead. But she wasn't. Somehow, she had regained consciousness in the middle of an autopsy room alone. It was a horrifying mistake, but thanks to James's alertness and his decision to trust what he saw, she survived. The coroner was later questioned for procedural violations and the hospital involved came under heavy review. James never forgot that night. And he never worked another shift at the mortuary again.